free.
Hey everyone, I'm here. Just want to quickly show you a junk journal kit that a customer had purchased. Before I package it, I wanted to make sure you got to see an idea of what a Victorian junk journal kit is like. This customer said put as much purple in there as I can, so I did. As most of you know, most of my junk journal kits are all vintage items and supplies that I get through estate sales and such. So here we go. Alright, so I decided to stick with like a pansy theme because I know purple and pansies seem to go well together. So I picked out some postcards that are vintage. Obviously this one says there's pansies, that's for thoughts. And along with it, I had found some pansy embroidery, appliques that I'm going to put into this little button kit. Sorry if I sound rushed because I think 3 minutes sometimes is not enough. So here's one of the postcards and it's vintage. It looks like the stamp's gone, but I am going to be sending her some vintage stamps that she could choose which one she wants to put on the back of it. But isn't it adorable? And then I had found this really cool 1800s building in New York City, also vintage. Is nothing written on there, which is also an open spot for a stamp. It's another little cute little card that she could put as an insert. Before I get to the vintage papers, I was going to show you a basket full of items that I decided to add. Found some vintage buttons. They're not exactly Victorian, but it will look really cute on a Victorian kit. Really beautiful. Really cute. I found this Victorian type of chenille, I don't know what you call it, threading, but I found it in my little scrap pack and I figured, well, gosh, that'd be cute to enclose a book when she's finished. Found some really cute vintage lavender and purple ribbons, which I had put onto these cute little spool cards I found on the internet. Pinterest is just amazing with some ideas. So I have some lace, which is this here. I don't know if you guys could see that, but I brought some white tissue just in case. You can see the purple lace, which is so delicate. I had included this beautiful purple and cream. And then I have this really sheer, like lavender color ribbon. So definitely I am fulfilling her promise of having lots of lavender in her little kit. I'm making a little pile here. Of course, it'd be a lot of lavender, but you know, if you know vintage Victorian, they have lace is like a big deal. So I found some cream, almost like a creamy yellow thick lace, which in here you have some eyelet that you can weave in some purple ribbon if she wanted to, right through down the middle. I'm debating, maybe you guys could help me out on which type of doily to give her. I know you junk journal people love the four corners of a doily. This has some staining, but it doesn't matter because we have the four corners that they could put into journaling that you can avoid the staining. So I have this doily here, or handkerchief, and then I have this one. This one seems to be growing on me. I have a feeling I'm going to be sending this one. It's just, I don't know, totally Victorian. It's just gorgeous. And all the knitted edges and so the basket is obviously mine. I'm not giving to her. But I do have like all kinds of goodies. So even though I say 40 items, or if you say an amount you want in a kit, I always stuff it with more. So I found also some more vintage laces and trimmings, doilies. So I found some purple there. I put some chenille in here. Some people like to cut it for threading, or they cut it for patches and stuff, or pockets, or so some of that. Oh, I forgot about this. This is the last of this ribbon, but this was really delicate. It kind of reminds me of the pansies. I added a little bit of green. Victorian definitely does bold greens too. She might be able to use this little rosebud maybe on the front of a book or something. Cute little tassel. It kind of goes with the gold I added in to the Victorian. This is some tissue napkins that I found. They're just adorable. I know that somebody could Mod Podge them on to what they're doing, but I just thought it goes really well with the gold accents of the pansy theme. It's going to be cute in a kit. So I added 2 of those to her kit. I added some wool, because wool was big back in the Victorian times too. This was hand dyed. I imagine she could make wool worms out of this to make like little tassels, or I'm not sure. She'll figure it out, but I want to give her some things that are unique to find. Found these little purple little sheer things. So that's that for that. Let's get to the papers. so I don't run out of time on my little timer here. So, papers. I try to in my kits not to add crazy amount of papers because I'd rather put some unique things in that you can't find at your regular stores like Michael's and that. So pretty much I try to stick with the Victorian theme, and I offer Victorian items that are actual vintage Victorian items. So of course everyone likes their index cards and their little file organizer cards. I put in this cute little quote here that I love. I added some leftover ribbon I found. She'll use it in her journal. Some Victorian papers that came from old books. The second reader books. A lot of people like to collect the second reader children's books. So I added some really cute children to this. Of course, Victorian dresses. It's really old and really cute old papers. I like to always add quotes or verses or poems to my kits. Looks like this is Dream Lake. Comes with a book from the 1800s called Verses I Like. Looks like there's 2 different ones. She could choose which one she likes. Some more old papers. Of course, doilies. Old chorus papers. This came from the old Shimmer's Standards courses. And have some on the back. I like the front. I thought that was adorable. I added some other vintage music too. I added the spring song because I figured pansies go really well with the spring song theme. I thought it was gorgeous. So definitely old and vintage, all 1800s, some are early 1900s. Also some old pictures too. From in every kit I add the book names that I've tore pages from, so you know. Here's another Chorus Works page too. Favorite songs by different authors. Some old papers, and of course another Victorian page. So I'm going to put this all together. I'm going to package it all up in some cute packaging. And I'm glad that you guys got to join me on a package before I send it out. So you kind of have an idea what kind of kits are what. Enjoy!